I am calling you with the whole heart of a loving father, because in the past hours I have tried many times to awaken you to something you must not take lightly. My beloved child, stop right now. Do not let your eyes pass over these words as though they were only an ordinary sound in the hurried flow of life. I do not come to frighten you, nor do I speak to place a burden of despair upon you, but I am drawing very near with deep mercy. Because I see you standing before an important threshold, there are times when my love comforts you with tenderness. But there are also times when that love must raise its voice with urgency to pull you away from a direction that could wound you. Today, I want you to listen with a softened heart, with alertness, with the humility to recognize that not every warning is a threat. Some warnings are the arms of protection before the strong wind arrives. I have seen you wrestling with the shadows in your heart, with storms no one can see, with doubts that quietly slip into your thoughts like fog covering the path. I have seen the nights when you lay still, but your heart was not at rest. The mornings when you woke, yet heaviness still lingered on your chest. The moments when you tried to smile so others would not realize how tired you were. You thought you had hidden it all. But before me, no tear is nameless, no sigh is forgotten, and no pain is considered small. I was with you when you thought you were alone. I heard you even when you no longer had enough words to pray. I touched you through the silences, through the very faint feelings of unease, through the times when you suddenly felt you needed to stop, yet continued walking. My beloved child, these words have not come to condemn you, but to save you from becoming hardened. Perhaps in recent days, I have reminded you many times through very quiet signs. A sudden thought made you ask yourself whether you were still walking in the right direction. A restless sleep caused you to wake with a sense that you needed to draw nearer to me again. A heaviness appeared in your heart whenever you were about to do something that, deep within, you knew would not bring peace. You felt those signals, but then you persuaded yourself that it was not serious, that you still had time, that later you would correct things. But my child, delay can become a veil over your eyes if you allow it to remain too long. There are things that must be heard the moment the light speaks. I do not want you to walk through the wrong door simply because you are tired, lonely, or disappointed. There are turns that look from a distance as though they bring relief. But when you go deeper into them, they leave more emptiness within you than before. There are connections that make you think you are being comforted, when in truth they draw you away from purity and peace. There are decisions born from hurt, from haste, from the fear of missing out, and if you do not stop to discern, they will pull you into places you are not ready to face. I see what you do not see. I see the consequence of a word before it leaves your lips. I see the weight of a choice before it becomes a result. I see the pain standing at the threshold of a path you still think is safe. Therefore, when I call you today, understand that it is mercy speaking. I do not want you to regret ignoring the reminder in your heart. I do not want you to look back and say that you wish you had stopped sooner, that you wish you had listened, that you wish you had chosen peace instead of stubbornness. You do not need to wait until everything falls apart before you return. You do not need to touch the deepest pain before realizing that I was trying to pull you away from it. Right now, the door of return is still open. Right now, you can still lay down what is making you heavy. Right now, you can still choose the light, choose truth, choose correction, and choose to step toward me with an honest heart. I know you may be trembling inside. I know there are parts of you that both want to listen and want to run away. You are afraid to face what you have avoided for too long. You are afraid that if you admit the truth, everything will change in a way you cannot control. But my beloved child, truth in my hands does not come to destroy you. Truth comes to set you free. My light does not shine upon the wound to shame you. It shines there so you no longer have to live in silent endurance. If there is a pain in your heart that refuses to disappear, bring it to me. If there is a heavy pressure on your chest, let me teach you to breathe again in peace. If your mind keeps wandering among things that frighten you, return to my voice. The voice that does not shatter you, but lifts you up little by little. Do not let your heart grow cold. Do not let disappointments make you stop believing that I am still near. Do not let the silence of one season lead you to conclude that I have moved away from you. There are times when I work most deeply in the spaces where you see nothing. There are times when I protect you by making you uneasy about something you once wanted to hold. There are times when I awaken you in the night, not to take away your sleep, but to remind you to pray, to return, to close a door that has been open too long to anxiety, bitterness, or wondering. You are not abandoned in this season. You are being called back, drawn close again, covered by a love more patient than all your resistance. If you truly care about your destiny, stop walking like someone who cannot hear the call within. Let your hands become still. Let your mind stop running in scattered directions. And let your heart stand before me without pretending. Ask yourself what is drawing you away from peace. Look at what has made you less pure than before. Recognize what is draining your strength while you keep trying to call it normal. I do not demand that you fix yourself in a single moment. But I invite you to begin with one choice. Stop. Be honest. And allow me to lead you out of that dangerous path. One moment of obedience can prevent a season of pain. One decision to return can open again the flow of peace that has been blocked. One sincere word to me can become the beginning of the restoration you have needed for a very long time. Let your amen be more than a written word. Let it be a deep agreement that you are hearing me, that you do not want to keep ignoring me, that you are willing to awaken before the call of a loving Father. Let that response become a sign that you choose to return to the light. Choose to lay down stubbornness. Choose to believe that I see farther than you do and love you more deeply than all your fears. I am not calling you to paralyze you with worry. I am calling you so you may be safe. I am not pulling you back to take away what is good. I am pulling you back so you will not trade what is precious in your life for one mistaken moment. Stay with me, my beloved child. Listen, soften your heart, and let me lead you through this threshold with wisdom. For what I desire for you is not regret, but new life, new peace, new restoration, and a brighter path under my merciful hand. I have never left you alone. Even in the darkest nights, when you cried in loneliness and told yourself that perhaps no one truly cared about your pain anymore. My beloved child, I was there. I was in the silent room when you no longer had the strength to explain. I was beside you when you tried to hold back your sobs so no one would know your heart was breaking. I was near when you hurriedly wiped away your tears. When you stared at the ceiling through the long night and wondered whether your prayers reached heaven, not one of your tears has fallen without my knowing. Not one sigh has dissolved into the darkness without my hearing. What others overlook, behold, the wounds you cannot name, I fully understand. And though at times you have felt left behind, the truth is that my merciful hand has always been upon you, quietly lifting you through every moment when you thought you could not stand any longer. Do you know what it truly means to be chosen by me? It does not mean you will never face trials, nor does it mean every door will open easily before you. To be chosen by me means there is a light within you that does not belong to darkness, a mark that cannot be erased by the judgment of people, a noble purpose so valuable that opposing forces will try to make you doubt yourself. There are seasons when you wonder why you have had to fight so much, why just as hope begins to rise, something shakes you again, why you try to live rightly and still encounter rough roads. But my child, it is not because you have been forgotten. Many times, it is precisely because the light in you is growing that the winds trying to extinguish it become more violent. Yet remember this, no wind is stronger than my breath. No darkness is deeper than my light. And no attack can overcome the protection I place around your life when you take refuge in me. My covering is stronger than everything that has ever been aimed at you. Poisonous words have no right to define you. Betrayals have no right to close your future. Doors that once shut have no right to declare that you have no path left. Seasons of lack have no right to write the conclusion of your blessing. I have spoken a word of life over your life, and that word cannot be broken by fear, by people, by circumstances, or by any darkness trying to stand in front of you. If you stand with me, if you place your heart in my truth, if you choose to trust me more than the voices that make you tremble, then you will realize that you are not someone being hunted in helplessness. You are covered. You are kept. You are led through the valley without being swallowed by it. Right now, my presence is nearer to you than your own breath. You do not have to feel it intensely for it to be real. There are times when I come like holy fire, illuminating your heart. But there are also times when I come as gentle quietness, as a pause within confusion, as just enough strength for you to take one more step. Do not underestimate the small signs of grace. When you still want to return to me, that is grace. When you can still weep before my presence, that is grace. When you still feel your heart being pulled away from what is wrong and toward what is right, that is grace. When you still hope, however fragile that hope may be, it is evidence that I am still breathing life within you. I am not finished with you. I have not removed my hand from what I began in you. But my beloved child, even the one who is called must choose to respond. I can open the way, but you must walk. I can call your name, but you must turn back. I can place the light before you, but you must stop loving darkness more than healing. I have called you many times, not only in the moments when you prayed, but also in the very ordinary things of life. Sometimes I reminded you through a song that suddenly played at the exact moment your heart was heavy. Sometimes I comforted you through the kindness of a stranger. A simple question, a small act of help that came at just the right time. Sometimes I awakened you through a closed door, a loss, a pain that forced you to look again at the direction you were taking. I do not speak in only one way. I have used many paths to touch you, but your heart must open to recognize that I am still speaking. Some of my messages have come through tears, because when you are in pain, your defenses soften and you begin to hear what you once avoided. Some messages come through waiting, because when you can no longer control time, you learn to trust my hand. Some messages come through disappointment, because when the thing you leaned on can no longer support you, you remember that I am the only foundation that cannot be shaken. I do not hurt you in order to teach you, but I can use even what hurts you to bring you back to truth. I do not waste any season of your life. I can turn what you thought was brokenness into the beginning of wisdom. I can turn silence into the place where you hear more clearly. I can turn loneliness into a meeting room where you realize that I have always been closer than anyone. I want to pour goodness into your life, not shallow blessings that make you happy only for a moment, but deep graces that touch the way you live, the way you love, the way you believe, and the way you rise after seasons of falling. I want to fill you so fully that the peace within you overflows to others. I want to heal you so deeply that your presence becomes comfort to those who are weary. I want to lift you up, not so you become proud, but so you become living proof that my mercy can restore what the world thought was ruined. The things I have prepared for you are not only for you. When I give abundance, I also place within you the ability to share. When I open a door, I also teach you how to help others step through. When I heal, I also make your story a lamp for someone else who is still in the night. But if you turn your back, if you treat this call as just another ordinary moment and continue living as before, you may pass by the joy waiting just beyond your surrender. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you. There are gifts that can only be received by hands that know how to release what is old. There are doors that can only be crossed by a heart willing to trust more than fear. There are new seasons that cannot begin if you keep returning to the habits that have drained you. Surrender does not take you away from yourself. It returns you to who you are in my light. It does not make you smaller. It frees you from the false things that made you forget how deeply you are loved. So, open your heart. Do not run from me because of guilt. Do not hide from me because you think you are not good enough. Do not let old mistakes convince you that you are no longer called. I do not wait until you are perfect before I embrace you. I call you in your present condition, with all your weariness, doubts, wounds, and unfinished longings. Draw near to me with honesty. Tell me what you fear. Give me what you cannot fix by yourself. Let me enter the places you have locked away. I will not shame you for those wounds. I will wash, bandage, restore, and teach you to walk in a new peace. You have never been alone. And today I repeat this so that truth may take deep root in your heart. I was with you in the dark night. I am with you in this moment, and I will go before you into the days ahead. Choose to respond. Choose to trust. Choose to open the door of your heart to me. For just beyond your surrender is the joy you have been searching for, the peace you have prayed for, the blessing you thought was still far away, but has in truth been prepared in my love. I am your Father. I do not call you in order to abandon you halfway. I call you to bring you home, to protect you, to fill you, and to cause the light within you to blaze more powerfully than every darkness that has ever tried to extinguish it. Do you think you have been forgotten by me? Never. My beloved child, not for a single moment has your name left my care. You may have passed through days so long that your heart began to doubt. You may have looked at the silence around you and wondered whether I still remembered you. But the truth stands stronger than every passing emotion. I know you. I see you. I call you by name. And I have never let go of your life. You are not a lonely shadow lost in a vast world. You are not a cry swallowed by the darkness of night. You are my precious child, the work I cherish, the one into whom I have placed a purpose that no one can erase. When I look at you, I do not only see the weariness of the present, I see a future still shining with hope, restoration, and the good things I am preparing. I know your weaknesses. I know the regrets you have not told anyone. I know the places within you that still feel unworthy. The memories that make you lower your head. The times you blame yourself. And the questions that make you shrink before me. But my child, your weakness does not make me turn away. Your failures are not strong enough to destroy my mercy. My grace is wider than every fall. My love is deeper than every pit you have ever fallen into. You do not need to come before me with a perfect appearance. I am not looking for a child who never trembles. I am looking for a heart willing to return, willing to let me lift it up, willing to believe that my love is not as fragile as human love. But today, I speak to you with a gentle sorrow, because your heart has gradually drifted away from the peace I desire for you. You did not leave in one great step, nor did you simply forget me completely in a single day. That drifting began very small, with the voices you allowed to remain for too long. The voice of fear told you that you would not overcome. The voice of the world told you that your worth lies in what you own, achieve, or receive from others. The voices of those who do not understand you caused you to doubt what I placed within you. And little by little, amid too many sounds, my voice became smaller in your attention. Though I never stopped calling, remember this: my voice is the only voice that can lead you into true peace. Other voices may promise safety, but often they only make you more anxious. They may urge you to prove yourself, but they leave you exhausted. They may cause you to chase what is immediately before you, but they cannot lead you to what endures. My voice is different. When I speak, even if my word corrects you, it carries life. When I warn you, it is not a threat, but love pulling you away from danger. When I tell you to stop, it is because I see the road ahead more clearly than you do. When I call you to return, it is because my arms are still wide open. Today is an important moment. My beloved child, do not harden your heart before this word. Do not scroll past it as if it were only a passing feeling. Then return to the things that have separated you from me. I do not speak to you with anger that desires to punish, but with love that desires to save you from unnecessary regret. There are choices that, if you continue delaying obedience, will bring pain that even those who love you most cannot shield you from. I do not want you to learn through loss when you can learn by listening. I do not want you to suffer more because of doors you know you should not enter. I do not want you to trade lasting peace for brief comfort. I am with you in every season, when the trial burns like fire. I am there with you in the midst of it, not standing outside as an observer. When the waters of anxiety rise as though they will drown you, my hand can still pull you up. When storms make you lose your direction, my presence is the place where you can stand still and breathe. Miracles do not belong only to distant stories. I am still the one who acts today, in your life, in your room, in your family, and in the places you thought were too late to change. But you must open the door. I do not force you to receive my protection. I do not invade the places you deliberately keep locked. I knock with love, and I wait for your response. You are graced, not forgotten. You are kept, not abandoned. The things you are facing are real, but my power to rescue is real as well. Do not pretend the battle does not exist, but also do not magnify it so much that you forget the one standing with you. There are pressures trying to exhaust you, fears trying to silence you, temptations trying to pull you back to the old path. But I have placed protection around you. My radiant messengers guard you day and night at my command. There are things you have been protected from that you have never known. There are doors I close to keep you from harm. There are delays that are actually fences of mercy I built before you. When darkness rises, I establish a boundary it cannot cross if you remain in me. When chaos rises, I am peace in the middle of the shaking. When you feel you are not strong enough to fight for one more day, remember that you do not fight alone. Heaven is not indifferent to your cry. I am not silent because I do not care. Often I am silent because I am working more deeply than you can see. You do not need to understand every movement in order to believe that I am still guiding you. You only need to place your hand in mine and not pull it back each time fear speaks. Therefore, return to me in this very moment. Say with your heart that you want my protection, my guidance, and my voice to be louder than every other voice in your life. Open the door for me to enter the places you have closed because of pain. The places you thought you had to handle alone. The places where you still hide shame, fear, and questions you do not dare to speak aloud. I do not come to condemn you. I come to restore. I do not come to reopen the wound. I come to heal it at the root. I do not come to take away your future. I come to place you back on the path my love has prepared. My beloved child, do not forget whom you belong to. You belong to me before the world called you by false names. You belong to me before pain made you doubt your worth. You belong to me before disappointments made you afraid of hope. And because you belong to me, you do not need to keep living like someone abandoned. Rise in peace. Return beneath the shadow of my protection. Let me become the loudest voice within you once again. I have not forgotten you. I will not leave you. And I am still fighting for you with a love stronger than everything that has ever tried to oppose you. Yet I can only protect you fully when you do not try to step outside the place of peace I have prepared for you. My beloved child, the world is always filled with hurried calls, promises that sound like mysterious secrets, doors painted with wealth, debt relief, abundance, and things that easily make the human heart waver. They will tell you that only one moment is needed, only one action, only one chance to seize it before it disappears. and your life will change. But I want you to stop and hear me clearly. What comes from me does not need to manipulate you through panic. True blessing does not force you to decide in fear. True guidance does not make you lose clarity simply because you are afraid of missing out. I know the pressures you are carrying. I see the numbers that make you weary, the debts that keep you awake, the dreams you once had to set aside because circumstances did not allow them. I know there are times when you only long for a quick escape, a sudden breakthrough, a hand opening to bring you out of a narrow place. But my child, do not let lack make you quick to trust every voice wrapped in a dazzling appearance. I do not rebuke you for longing for abundance. I want you to live in sufficiency, to stand firm in peace, and to steward what I entrust to you with wisdom. But the path I lead is not the path of haste, it is the path of light, order, and trust. There are things that look like opportunities, but inside they carry confusion. There are words that sound like rescue, but in truth only draw you into more anxiety. There are shortcuts that promise to make everything change instantly, but they lead you farther from the peace I have placed in your heart. Therefore, I place discernment within you, a very gentle yet steady reminder, so you know when to stop, when to wait, when to ask again, and when to return to me instead of chasing the noise of the world. Do not see caution as a lack of faith. Many times, caution is itself a form of obedience. I can open a financial path for you, but I also want to build within you the wisdom to preserve what is given. I can bring opportunities, but I also want you to recognize which opportunities are clean and wholesome, and which are traps covered with sweet words. I can restore what was lost, but I also want you to learn to walk with awakened eyes, not allowing what glitters to blur the voice of peace. When I bless, that blessing does not only touch your hands, it also corrects the way you think, the way you choose, the way you live, and the way you believe. So, my beloved child, do not step away from my protection because of a promise that makes your heart impatient. Bring your worries before me. Let me teach you step by step, the step of honesty, the step of discipline, the step of wisdom, the step of faith that does not panic. What I have for you will not require you to trade away your peace in order to receive it. When you remain close to me, you will recognize which door comes from grace and which door is only an echo of haste. Stay in the light, my child, for there I will protect you, guide you, and open lasting abundance in my appointed time.